Hey, what's up guys? This is John from Power on Fun. We're going to be going over the initial setup on a Retropie. We're going over all the parts of the Wi-Fi setup, SSH enabling, Putty login, safe shutdown script, and ROM transfer. First thing you'll have to do when you boot up your Retropie, plug in a controllers, configure it. You'll want to configure the up, down, left, right, A, B, X, Y, select start. If you have a controller that has the left and right buttons on the top, that as well. In order to skip the rest of the options on the controller, you'll have to hold the button down for 4 or 5 seconds and it will skip that control. Once you get down to the hotkey, you want to set a hotkey. PlayStation controller, you could set the PlayStation button. Xbox, you could do the same for the Xbox button. For normal controller, you could just make it the select button, and I think that's the default for normal controllers that have the select and start as well. By default, the SSH is disabled on the Retropie, so you'll have to enable it if you want to putty into the device, which is very, very handy. The easiest way to set up SSH is to just create a file, name it SSH or ssh.txt, and then you don't have to put anything in it, just copy the file onto the root of the SD card. That's it. When the Retropie boots, it'll enable SSH. To set up Wi-Fi the easiest way, there's a Wi-Fi config text that I found on the retroflag website. As you see here, it's just a text file with text in it. Now you want to change the SSID to your wireless ID and put in your password in the slot underneath it. Now once you do that, save the file. All you got to do is copy the file to the root of the SD card. When the Retropie boots up, it'll see that file and it'll configure your Wi-Fi automatically. Here's where I got the syntax for the Wi-Fi config file itself. You can go to download.retroflag.com, go down to the GPI case where it talks about setting up the Wi-Fi. Probably the quickest way to get the IP address when you boot up your Retropie is to go into the Retropie options itself, go down to show IP, and then it'll show you the IP address once you're joined to the Wi-Fi, or if you use the Ethernet cable. If you don't want to use the file method enabling SSH, you can do the same thing in the Retropie options, going into Raspbery-config, go down to interface options, hit tab and select, then go down to SSH, tab, select, tab to the yes, hit OK. SSH is now enabled. Then you can tab again and finish. The next step in the process would be to connect to your Retropie via your computer using a program called Putty. Once you download Putty and install it, once you open it up, if you go to hostname, type in Retropie, make sure the port is 22, just hit open. That will connect to your Retropie device. If you have issues, make sure you have a valid IP address and SSH did get enabled. On your initial connection, you may get a warning. Just hit yes. Then log in with the default credentials. Your username by default is P-I. Password is Raspbery, R-A-S-P-B-E-R-R-Y. Once you do that, if you were to happen to have a retroflag case, you can install the safe shutdown script from within Putty. On the retroflag site, it'll link you to their GitHub and the script that you need to enable it. They also have a script for recall box if you're happy to run that on your retroflag case. Once you copy the command line from the retroflag site, within your Putty session, just right click and paste it into the command line and hit enter. That will tell it immediately to download and run safe shutdown script. Last, we're going to copy the ROMs to the Retropie just using a Windows Explorer share. And after you've copied the ROMs, you'll want to restart the Retropie. Once you do that, you should see all your ROMs in their proper emulation categories. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notification for more videos like this. Feel free to leave me any comments or questions below. Until next time, be safe, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.